Hey, what's up guys? And today we're going to be talking about some of the most common eBay scams and what we can do to avoid them. If you're an eBay seller looking to find ways to combat the scammers and keep them away from your listings, or at least to keep them from taking advantage from you and I, then you're in the right video, because we're going to be going through the easiest ways to avoid scams and what to do if someone is trying to scam you, either before and after they've bought your item. eBay, with a total of over 180 million users worldwide and over $86 million worth of sales every single day, is just bound to have some scammers looking to get a little slice of the pie. So the first and most common scam we're going to talk about is buyers trying to lure a seller off of eBay. What buyers will often do is they'll send you an offer or a direct message saying, hey, text me or email me, and they'll put their contact information. They're trying to get you to talk to them off of the eBay website, and this is against the eBay terms of service and a good way to get scammed. So the reason they're going to want to do this to you is it avoids any seller protection. You have no protection as a seller if you've done the deal off of eBay. eBay won't cover anything because you didn't do it on their website. And because there's no seller protection, this can often lead to a chargeback on PayPal, or even worse, many times they'll even offer you a check, which you can deposit into your account and it'll go through, but it's a fake check, and days, maybe weeks down the road, it's going to bounce and the bank's going to take their money back because it's a fake check. So if anybody's ever contacting you, asking you to talk to them off of the eBay website, just ignore it and go ahead and report them to eBay, since it is against their terms of service. You're not allowed to do that. So the next common eBay scam that we're going to be talking about is when a buyer says that they didn't receive the package. Now this has happened to me before, and along the way I learned a few ways that you can combat this, and hopefully it doesn't happen to you. So most people who are trying to pull this scam are targeting people who sell items $250 or over. Most people don't know it, but when you sell something over the amount of $250, eBay and PayPal won't cover you in their seller protection unless you have a signature confirmation when you deliver it. So my mistake was I sold a phone a while back. I think it was like $270 or $280, and I sent it with tracking, which I thought was enough. But when it arrived at the buyer's address, they said it didn't come. I provided the tracking information, but in the end, eBay and PayPal, they sided with the buyer because I didn't have a signature confirmation and couldn't prove that the buyer actually got it. If the item's under $250, tracking information is enough. You don't have to have the signature with it. But if it is over $250, you have to have the signature. If you did have the signature and eBay and PayPal still won't side with you, or even if you didn't have the signature, you can go as far as filing a police report just so they can take you seriously. And if you do that, a lot of times they will help you out. So the third scam that we're going to be covering is when a buyer, they'll pay for your item and the transaction will look normal, but then they'll message you and ask you to ship it to a different address than was listed on the order. What the scammer's trying to do here is have you send it to a different address, most likely in a different state or zip code. Once it's delivered, they're going to say that they never got it because you didn't ship it to the correct address. eBay and PayPal will side with the buyer in this case because you didn't ship it to the address that they provided. The best thing to do if someone's trying to pull this scam on you is just cancel the order, and when eBay asks for the reasoning, just say that they put the wrong shipping address. So the next scam that we're going to be covering involves the buyer trying to obtain your PayPal email address before you actually sell the item to them. Now this usually goes hand in hand with luring you off the website, but they can still do this while you're on the eBay website and just get your email address through the eBay messaging. What the person trying to pull this scam is going to do once they've obtained your PayPal email address is they're going to send you a spoofed email. It's going to look just like it came from PayPal. It might even have a link that goes to a fake PayPal website where they'll try to get you to log in and upload tracking details. What the email is going to say is that you received a payment, but the money's on hold until you upload tracking, and that you need to do that right away. If you check your actual eBay account, you should only ship your item once it says paid, ship now in your notifications from eBay. If any buyer does contact you looking for your PayPal email ahead of time, just go ahead and report them to eBay, since they're not allowed to do that. Another scam that's frequently done on the eBay website is when a buyer says you sent the wrong item, or they just say that the package was completely empty and that they didn't get anything, just the box. The only way to not fall victim to this scam is to record yourself packaging the product and putting the shipping label on that box that you packaged for the buyer. Now this is going to sound like a hassle because it really is a lot of work to record every time that you're shipping an item. So some common guidelines would be maybe only do it for the higher value items, because realistically scammers aren't out there trying to steal $20, $30 items. It's usually $150 plus. I mean, even $150 seems kind of low for a scammer to be going for, but I would say a common guideline would be maybe any item over $100 you're going to record yourself packaging and putting the label on that box. So that way eBay knows you didn't send an empty box or you did send the right product. And if you're sending any kind of electronics, make sure that you send like the serial number on it too. So that way they can't say, oh, it came cracked if it's a phone, or it came broken. But in reality, they had the same item that you're selling, but they just had a broken version of it that they're trying to return to you. If you send the serial number, like if you show them the serial number in your recording before you send it out to the buyer, you can ask the buyer to make sure that it's the same serial number, and that way they can't return a broken product to you. Also, just like the package never came scam, file a police report if they're not willing to help you in this instance. That always just shows eBay that you're serious about your product and that you didn't send the wrong item. Otherwise, you'd be filing a false police report, which is a pretty serious crime. 9 out of 10 times, you're not going to have to pursue any sort of case when filing a police report. All it does is shows eBay and PayPal that you're serious. Now, the last scam that we're going to be covering is when a buyer says that they paid. They're messaging you through eBay like, hey, I paid. When can you send the item out? They might even go as far as sending like a DHL, UPS, or FedEx driver to your house, to the return address, and trying to pick up the item that you're selling them. This scam is really simple to avoid. All you have to do is just not send the product until eBay says it's okay to ship it. If they constantly message you saying they've paid, blah, 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 go ahead, ship the item. When can you ship it? They're just flooding you with messages asking you to ship the item before they paid. All you have to do is wait 48 hours and then open an unpaid item case with eBay, and they'll prompt them to pay, and if they don't, they'll cancel the whole transaction. You'll just have to relist the item. You'll get refunded your final value fee, all that stuff, and the buyer will hopefully get a negative mark on their account. And to finish off the video, I have a few bonus tips just to keep scammers away from you so they don't even want to attempt scamming your page. The first thing is to not look like a new seller. Well, how do you do that? It's not always as easy as it sounds, but you need to gather up some feedback. If you're selling and you only have 0, 1, 2 feedback, I mean, you're a prime target for scammers. They're looking for people who are new to the eBay app or website. They're just looking to scam people who don't know what they're doing. So what you can do is you can buy things on eBay to gain feedback, or start off by just selling low value items, because most scammers aren't looking to buy low value items. Another thing you can do to deter scammers, make them not want to mess with you, is in your description say that you record the entire packaging process. Even if you don't actually do it, a scammer who sees that you say you're going to do that is going to be like, oh, well, it's not going to work on him, and they might just move on to the next person. Something along those lines. So if you say anything like, I won't ship to any address that isn't confirmed with PayPal, that's another thing you can say that makes scammers not want to buy from you. Another easy tip is, if eBay and PayPal are being really complicated and they're not really willing to help you, contact eBay for Business on Facebook. I'll leave a link down below to the eBay for Business Facebook page. The Facebook page is there for sellers, and they're always very helpful when you have an issue, and sometimes you can get them to sway your way when deciding a case if you just contact the eBay for Business. This should be a last resort, only if the actual eBay and PayPal support aren't willing to help you. The last tip I have for you guys is to just trust your gut. If there's something fishy about a buyer, worst case scenario, just cancel the order. You're better safe than sorry. Nobody likes to get scammed. It costs money and it's a waste of time. So if you think something's up with the buyer, I always just go ahead and cancel the order and I just sell to someone else. That's all I have for this video. If you learned anything or enjoyed the content, go ahead and like and subscribe. I'll be putting out a lot more videos about eBay and reselling and just financial independence in general. Go ahead and comment below anything you have to say about eBay scams and what you can do to avoid them. Any personal experiences that you've had with eBay scammers. I mean, it happens a lot more than you think, and you just gotta be careful around that. But nevertheless, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more videos every Monday and Thursday. See you.